are Elle McClary and Jaden Adams.
My first concrete memory I have of me and this teacher's relationship is when I went to Chicago on a college tour. She didn't know me very well, but made it a point to tell me how excited she was for me and my trip. I was really nervous. It was my first college tour, so I was freaking out, and she made sure to tell me that everything would be okay. What surprised me even more is when I came back, she found me in the hallways and asked to see all of the photos from the trip. I don't think she realized it at the time, but this meant a lot to me. It's also a perfect example of who this person is, your biggest cheerleader. Throughout this year, she has watched me and all the other seniors go through every emotion this year had to offer. She has also been there for us through every second of it. She gave up her prep to talk to me about my college choice when I was just struggling with my decision, let me confide in her when my grandma passed away, and consistently brightened my days. She is undoubtedly one of the kindest people I've ever met. She's a massive heart, and I feel so lucky to be able to share in that love. I hope this share from both Elle and I shows you just how much you've touched both of our lives. We will both deeply miss you and can't thank you enough for the kindness you've shown us.
She's funny, caring, compassionate, and the moment she walks in the room, she lights it up. Her laugh is contagious, and her advice is superior to the rest. She was a shoulder for me to cry on when the realization of paying for college became real. She supported me in every aspect and made sure each day that I was feeling ready for the things ahead. Some might call her a counselor, a permanent sub, or even a friend. Miss Hilton, we made this chair for you. You have changed our lives for the better, and I'm truly grateful for the time we spent with you, and especially thankful to call you a friend. We don't know where we'd be without you.
This is great. I get the easy part now. So I'd like to call Brett now.
Okay, so despite the fact that she already knew this, I decided to make my chair this year for Miss Chaplin. I really became friends with Miss Chaplin this year. The first time I went into the bridge room and started to complain about my online classes. And over the year, she really tried her best to make sure I did the work in those classes. It may not have worked every time, but she really tried her best. I also did see her at Target once, which was really fun. I told her which toaster to buy, which when we realized she was getting paid back for it, she could have bought a much better toaster. So I did a little digging and found out what to put on the chair, and she also let me rant every single day in the bridge room when I had the time. So, and steal some candy too, which thank you for that. I can't pay you back for that. So I really appreciate Miss Chaplin for making this year slightly more bearable. I would have not been able to do it without her, so I really appreciate everything you did for me this year, Miss Chaplin, and I have this chair for you.
And now I'd like to call Chloe and Rachel up.
been over 3 years since I've met you, and even more since Chloe's met you. You're always nice and outgoing when you find you in the hallway. You always say hi even when you're not talking to a different person. We not only think of you as a teacher, we think of you as a supportive and inspirational mentor, a creative and passionately dedicated leader and a friend. There aren't enough words to describe you, and definitely not enough time to say them all. You've helped us ever since the beginning of sophomore year when we both had Mr. Fallon for U.S. History first period. You've made a positive impact on every single student who walks near you. You've uplifted and supported us through every single school day. Giving out all your special pencils to different students, and talking about your 3 kids, 3 dogs, will all be things we all remember. This is why we'll be donating our chair to Mrs. Morrill.
I'd like to call Montina and up to the podium. Montina.
So this chair was made for someone who I was able to connect with early on in the year on a personal level. Although you were new to the school, I felt like we would have a strong connection early on. I found myself going into her room multiple times a week, and I quickly acknowledged that we'd become close with each other, and she'd become more of a teacher, more than a teacher to me. And you were constantly available to me to talk when I needed you, and I realized that you were a big part of my senior year, and you made it really memorable, and I would like to thank Ms. McCarthy for being that person.
So we're going to take a little break from the chairs for just 1 minute, and we'll have the last chair honoree maybe out here in a second. But I would like to call Kat Hollister up to the podium. Since I missed out on the presenting of this, just held it to the end here. So this is the very first Golden Camera Award ever, and for outstanding image making all year. So here's your oh, you did it. And then there was another little glitch, and I have the usual Golden Paintbrush Awards, and these go to students who have really demonstrated, a kind of unparalleled commitment to the arts throughout their whole year, their whole time at Millis High School. And I have 3 of these this year, and I'd like to call up Chloe, Rachel, and Crystal.
I barely could.
So we have one more person that we just had to sprint into the building to get outside for the last chair. So while we're waiting for that individual to make his way out, I just want to, I'll kind of give my wrap-up remarks here, and we'll move on to that final chair. But I want to thank all the students and staff that helped to make today possible. I know amongst the class, I know you scrambled to get your will together at the last minute, but it's an awesome little tradition and touch that we have here at the high school, and the fact that so many of you are able to come out and share your thoughts back with the teachers that have made a difference in your lives and meant so much to you means more to them than I think that you could possibly know. In the office, I want to take an opportunity, I know she just ran inside, but to thank Mrs. Bedard, Mrs. Maycomber, and Mrs. Harkey, who worked extremely hard to organize this today. Please give them a round of applause. It wasn't until I stepped into this role that I realized how much actually really goes into making today and tomorrow possible, and the hours that they have spent in the office making this wonderful experience for you guys is really something special. Also want to take an opportunity to thank Mrs. Mannion, Mr. Bush, the TV production crew for working today's event, so thank you to them. Like to thank the custodial staff, who I know will be happy that we're wrapping up before 2:20, because I know they need to get out here and get after it on the field to make sure that everything is all set and ready to go for everyone tomorrow night. So thank you to the custodial crew who have been working incredibly hard out here to make the whole campus look beautiful for tomorrow night. And finally, from me, I just want to say thank you to the graduating class of 2022. We're going to have a special night tomorrow night when you guys are out here. We're going to have good weather, and it's going to be a great experience. I hope over the last couple weeks, between all the prom and senior events and everything that you've had a chance to experience both here and outside of school, they've had a lot of meaning for you, and you've created a lot of memories that will last you for the years to come after Millis High School. And really can't say enough about you as a class and about how excited we are to celebrate all of this with you tomorrow night. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our last chair of the day, because we were able to get this person out here. So I think I will call up to the stage at this point Connor McMahon.
So the teacher I've decided to give a chair to deserves this chair for being the teacher who believed in me. Since having him every year since sophomore year, he's helped me grow my confidence, whether it be in the classroom with my grades or in my everyday life. When I first entered his classroom, I was in a really dark place. I always walked with my head down, I didn't smile, and I always had my headphones on. But he never gave up on me. He believed from the beginning that there was so much more in me than I even realized. Over the past couple years, he's helped me learn to love myself, understand myself as an individual, and he's helped me find my purpose, which is to become a teacher just like him, to make an impact and do what he's done for me. Because if I can make an impact on just one kid's life like he did mine, all the pain and suffering I've endured throughout my life will have been worth it. So Mr. Kraby, this chair's for you.
So that wraps up today's events. What I'd ask is all of our chair winners and our chair recipients and our students, if you could come on up afterwards and take a picture with everybody, that would be outstanding. For everyone else, just say congratulations to everyone who received awards today. Congratulations, class of